What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews, and in today's video, I'm going to take you through 3 of my favorite picks on this upcoming 2-game slate on the WNBA. If that sounds interesting, let's go! Alright, so we're jumping into Outlier, my go-to tool for doing all my research for all my player props. We're checking out the first game, which is the Las Vegas Aces. Humble the fuck out of that. Las Vegas Aces versus Chicago Sky. This is a very early game. This one's at 2 a.m. my time, so I won't be up to watch it, but hopefully you get to check it out. Now, I've gone through the board. There's a couple of players that I like, a couple that I don't, but we'll start with the one that I like the most, and I'll let you know about some others that I did think about. So we're looking at Kennedy Carter from the Chicago Sky in this one, and I'm liking her over 3.5 rebounds. Now, why the fuck do I like that? Well, the Aces, first of all, they're bottom 3 in rebounds allowed. In terms of how they allow rebounds to guards, they're pretty mid-tier, ranking 6th amongst 12 teams. Now, Carter, she's covered this line in 8 consecutive games against bottom rebounding teams. Let me show you. So all of these teams that you can see right here, the Mystics, the Aces, the Lynx, the Storm once again, the Aces, and the Mercury, they actually allow the most rebounds in the league. Now, when Kennedy Carter has played against these teams, she's covered in 8 out of 8 games, averaging 4.63 boards. So I am loving that statistic. Now, she's also covered this line in both games against the Aces this season. Check it out. 5 rebounds in the first game in 34 minutes, 4 rebounds in the second game in 30 minutes. Now, the Aces, they've actually allowed an opposing starting guard to record 4+ rebounds in 6 consecutive games. Yes, I went through all the game logs. 6 consecutive games now, they've allowed an opposition starting guard to record 4+ rebounds. Now, between Carter and Allen, got to say, Carter is much more likely. She's averaging less than 2 rebounds a game this season. So provided Carter doesn't get into foul trouble, I think she'd be cashing in. Now, on to the next pick that I do like within this game. We're sticking around the rebound props, and I'm looking at Jackie Young here. Let's get to Jackie Young and her rebounds. Her rebound line's at 4.5. Over is a plus money play, but what I actually like in this game is Jackie Young under 4.5 rebounds. Now, the Sky, they allow the second fewest rebounds to guards on the season. Looking at Jackie Young and how she's performed against the Sky so far, in 2 games this season, she had 3 rebounds in both of those games. It wasn't because she didn't get minutes, 35 and 32 minutes in those games. She's actually under in 6 out of her last 7 games when she versus top rebounding teams. You can check it out. The Liberty, the Sun, the Sky, the Fever, the Wings, Sky, and the Liberty again. She's played the top rebounding team 7 times this season. She's gone under in 6 of them, averaging 3.7 rebounds. Her line set at 4.5 here. So I am liking this one. I've gone through all the game logs for the Sky as well. And in the last 6 games, the Sky have held all starting guards under this number. I'm just going to list off some names right here. Marina Mabrey, Dejanay Carrington, Kalia Copper, Natasha Cloud, Diana Taurasi, Dangerfield, Kia Nurse, Copper, Cloud, and Taurasi again, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, and Vandersloot. All of these guards are the teams that have come up against the Sky team in the last 6 games, and all of them have gone under 4.5 rebounds up against them. So I am liking it. Tough matchup here for Jackie Young. Basically looking to hit something that's hit quite reasonably. It all makes a whole lot of sense. Now, some other leans. These are just the leans that I have from this particular game. Obviously, I had a look at Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson got beat up by the Minnesota Lynx in the last 2 games. She's probably looking for an easier matchup, and she gets one of those today. So she could explode 30 points potentially. It's one thing that I did consider. Kennedy Carter, her points prop. She's cases when she's played up against them, but she's been a little bit up and down in terms of scoring the ball, so I wasn't ready to play that. Angel Reese, rebounding freak so far this year. Up against the Aces, she has struggled. I went to fade her against Connecticut Sun and it blew up in my face, so I'm not willing to fade her today. She's had 2 games in a row with 20+ rebounds. Angel Reese, rebounding like a machine, another one that's worth looking at. Let's jump into the next game to see what else we got. We're looking at the Sparks versus the Wings. Very early game for me. This one's at 6 a.m., but I'll most likely be up for it anyway. The pick I do like, there's 2 that really stood out to me, but the one that I eventually went with was for this girl, Rakaya Jackson. Now, I'm looking at her points prop in this game, looking at over 14.5 points. Firstly, she's got a great matchup. Well, everybody has a great matchup here because the Wings, They have the worst defensive rating in the league, and they also allow the most points per game to almost every single position. Now, Rickea Jackson, rookie, her minutes throughout the year have gone up and up and up. I'll show it to you on this graph here. So this is all her minutes. You can see she's averaging 27 minutes on the season, but if we filter it down to her last 10, she's up to 30, almost 33 minutes per game. So she actually plays the most minutes for any player on this LA team now. Now, she's a versatile scorer who can score through spot-ups, get into the free throw line. She can score in the pick and roll, and she can get out in transition as well. Now, the Dallas Wings, they rank dead last in most of these categories. If we think about how she's played against them, 3 games against them so far this season, 4 points and 8 points when she was playing less minutes, taking less shots, less opportunities. But most recently, once she entered the starting lineup up in July, she scored 23 points on 14 shots, played 29 minutes against the Wings. She's now seeing over 30 minutes, so safe to say she probably gets more opportunity here. Now, the Wings, they can score some points, but they let them in better than anybody else. I think there's going to be a few players from the Spark who are going to outperform their averages in order for the Spark to hang with the Wings. I don't think they can slow them down. They've got to do their best to hang with them, and they've got to get some buckets. So I think Rickea Jackson, she has a big night. She gets to score in points. I don't know if I was close to betting her for 20 points at a small amount, but who needs to get risky with it, right? We've got every day for the rest of our lives to bet. The other person that I was looking at is Dearica Hamby. Now, Dearica Hamby's been absolutely awful since the Olympic break. She came back, and she's been shocking. 13, 9, oh, sorry. Actually, she's played a lot of games. 5 games since the Olympic break. She's gone under her points line of 15.5 in every single game since she's come back. A lot of the time, she hasn't even gotten close to it. Her minutes are still there, but her field goal attempts have come down. Earlier in the season, she was taking a whole lot of shots, scoring a whole lot of points. Look at these attempts. But as of late, started to pull back. The Spark, obviously rebuilding. They're probably going to have the worst record in the league. You don't need to get a 30-year-old Dearica Hamby to go ham every single night and take up all these shots. Focusing on growth. Rickea Jackson, getting her some minutes, getting her development up. So that was a little bit of a risk to me, but in head-to-head matchups against Dallas, Dearica Hamby has feasted on this line. 3 games this season, 19, 22, and 27 points. So she has played very well against them, both scoring and I think also rebounding 2 out of the 3 games. So the matchup is good for Dearica Hamby, but she's just been playing ass as of late, and I wasn't ready to take the risk on her. Looking at the Dallas Wings, Tierra McCowan, my girl, old T-Rex. I don't know who it was who put it in the comment section in the last video, but man, that made me laugh. This T-Rex, she's got a great matchup today against the Spark. They obviously lost their only real center in Cameron Brink. So they're size down there, and Tierra McCowan could take advantage of it. The Wings allow the most points and the most rebounds to centers so far this season. Tierra McCowan, I bet her under against the Liberty. It made the most sense. Now, betting her over makes a lot of sense in this game, but I'm not going to bet it because betting on Tierra McCowan doesn't make much sense to me right now, but she does have an excellent matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if she absolutely beasts it. Arike Ogunbowale, that I saw there that really caught my attention. Satu Sabali, I think she can have a big game as well. The main one I like from out of her props is probably the assist line. She's played 3 games since she's come back, 7, 4, and 5. She versed the Sun and the Liberty twice. Both very good defensive teams, and she managed to rattle off 16 assists through 3 games. Now she's up against a Spark team who allow the second most assists in the league. Satu Sabali, she could definitely cover the over 4.5. That was another one that I did really like, but keeping it simple today, I'm only betting on the 3 girls with Jackie Young, Rickea Jackson, and Kennedy Carter. I know that was a pretty short video, but probably easier for you to digest. You can probably see that thing scrolling down below. One thing I wanted to call out, these DFS apps that I've partnered up with, if you do $10 with them, and you sign up using my code DAFT, they're actually going to pay for your first month free of my VIP picks, which is valued at $150, which is just crazy. I get it. But if you sign up to any of those and you use my code, send me a screenshot, whether it's on an email or on Discord or on Instagram, and I'll give you a month free of my VIP picks. But outside of that, I hope you guys are well. Stay disciplined, manage your bankroll. Football started up soon, so get excited about that. I might be able to create some content around it. I'm not sure. We'll see where I land, but I'll definitely be putting some bets down. So check out my tips. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.